I don't look like I did 30, 40 years ago.
No.
Who is that?
Who is better?
Who is? Thank you, Don.
Better.
Thank you
That's
for your
right.
correct perception.
No, better with me.
Thank you,
Not
thank
because
you,
of
thank you,
love.
thank you, thank you. I know. All right. Course of love. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
We know the only rules of Course of Love, the only rule for this class is you need not believe it, need not accept it, need not welcome it. Some of it we might find hard to believe. Some of it might be startling, right? We just ask to use it. If we use it, we'll see that it's true. And you're on the lookout for your particular message tonight rather than trying to understand everything. The Course teaches that our understanding is a very small contribution to the truth.
Yeah.
It does not make it what it is. So our understanding is very overrated. That our understanding somehow makes something true. If I understand it, it's true. If I don't understand it, it's not true. So we are on page 257 if you got the book, and we are right next to the last chapter. I went through it already and went through the main points in each paragraph that kind of reached out to me so that we could cover more material. And one of the first things I'd like to share is in paragraph 31:17, the main point that Spirit was getting across to us in that paragraph is that you are relearning who you are. Like when you come to classes like this, you're learning who you are. And you relearn who you are by being who you truly are, as opposed to being who you were taught to be. Most people are being who they were taught to be, and they're not happy. And they don't realize they're not happy because they're being who they were taught to be instead of being who they really are. So the degree of unhappiness in your life is in direct proportion to how much you're not being who you truly are. So the real cause of unhappiness is nothing outside of ourselves. It's being out of touch with who we really are and then not expressing who we truly are. Okay? Then it says, you are spirit, in case you're wondering, well, who in the heck am I? You're not a secretary, doctor, teacher, dentist, whatever you do in the world. That's just your role. You ask the average person, who are you? And they'll tell you what they do, which is kind of pitiful. Because that means you don't have any idea who you are. And that's why some people commit suicide when they lose their job or whatever, because their identity is so locked up in what they do in the world that without that they don't think life is worth living. And that's sad, actually. So the truth is, you are spirit. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. This is earth school. This is where souls come to remember their power and that they are loved and that they are the creators of their own experience. Yeah. You be who you are by sharing who you are. And sharing who you are is love. So let's get this straight. According to the Course of Love, you are love and loving and lovable. And everything that teaches you otherwise is what must be unlearned. So bottom line is, you are loving, you are lovable. You may not think so in all ways. If you're an average person, not necessarily an average person, if you're a person that's here, you probably don't all the time. And then it's a possibility that when you were born, from the time you were born all through your childhood, you might not have had parents or guardians who were telling you you're beautiful, you're innocent, you're radiant, you're incredible. I'm hugging you every second, telling you how valuable you are and how important you are and how cold and complete and perfect you are. I don't know about y'all, but that was not the way I was brought up. So it's a possibility that you have some misperceptions about who you are. And since we have not been taught, possible, and since we haven't been taught that our thoughts, feelings, emotions, and beliefs create our reality and attract to us what we experience, most of us are taught that we're victims of what's going on the outside, then it's a possibility that you have thoughts about yourself that are less than loving, that you're manifesting in your everyday life, that you don't know it's you that's creating it. And it looks like it's coming to you from something outside of you, but you don't realize it's really coming from what you're telling yourself and what you've learned about yourself. Most people are not aware of that. They don't know that they're attracted in the kind of treatment they're attracted to people because of their own subconscious thoughts, feelings, emotions, beliefs, and their perceptions of themselves. So that paragraph was telling me two things. I'm relearning who I am I'll learn who I am by being who I am. Who I am is spirit and love, and I'll find that out by sharing the love that I am. Anybody got any thoughts about that paragraph? Anything I've said so far? Anything that you heard that you want to remember?
I have something about, I like that, to remember by sharing.
Right.
And
Right.
and then you said something about them being loving.
Right.
Or, say that again.
I know loving. What is that?
What is that?
What's that?
Coming from
Well, and I'll tell you something else.
loving.
Loving is freeing. Like another word for love is freeing. It's freeing, and that's the scariest word you can associate with love, because when you don't really know what love is, that's the last thing you think love is.
Yeah.
You think the last thing you want with somebody that you love is that they're free. It's just the opposite. If I love you, then that means you got a whole lot of limits that's supposed to come down, you know. But the truth is, love is freedom. And so the way I share love with people now is to free them, which is what they already are anyway.
Yeah.
So all I'm really doing is acknowledging what is. So the more you wake up to who you really are, the more you just really acknowledging what already is, rather than trying to change everything. What I've noticed to be the advantage of seeing love as freeing people, which is the same as letting people be, is that it doesn't require me to do anything. And I like that.
Yeah.
It takes a lot more effort to control you than it does to let you be. So really, it's a lot more hard work in being a control freak than it is being somebody that's loving people. Because if you're loving people, you're not doing anything. You're not trying to block them. You're not trying to limit them. You're not trying to change them. You're not doing anything but remembering who they really are, that they're loved just like you are. Maybe they've forgotten that, and your role is to remember it for them when they've forgotten about it. So then I remind you that you're loved when you've forgotten it, and I remind you that you're lovable when you've forgotten it, and I can do that in word or in thought. Some people, you don't say anything, you just think it. Because if you say something, you'll bring up a lot of resistance in them, and they'll focus more energy on it than you wanted them to. Let's say a person feels really, really guilty, and they believe that feeling guilty makes them a good person.
Okay.
And then they're really, really feeling guilty, and you say to them, you're not really guilty, you're really innocent. They will spend the next 5 minutes trying to convince you that they're not innocent.
Yeah.
Where if you had to just let them say they were guilty and you held space for them and just remembered they were innocent, they would have went on and started talking about something else. So a lot of times saying what you think of as the truth is just a way to keep the illusion going. So what you want to get in the habit of is asking guidance, and then asking spirit, how should I see this, and if I should say anything, and if I should, what should I say? Because that's ultimately what we're learning how to do. So thank you for saying that. Any question, any comment usually triggers very nice tangents on my part. So just don't miss out on them. Don't miss cool stuff come through that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's why the ego doesn't like to ask them, because it undoes the problem. Because there aren't any. Okay.
How can we relearn who we are when we have an inability to remember?
But that's not true. We do have ability to remember. You know, that's obvious, because for one thing, all your memories are stored in your body, according to course, and all you have to do to remember anything is constantly remind yourself of it. And we have been used to using our memories to remember the past, but we forget that our memories have the ability to remember right now. I could remember to be present with you right now, instead of remembering what happened yesterday. I could remember to be present with you right now. So we could remember to be right here, right now. Like when you find your mind drifting to what you're going to do when you leave, or what was happening before you came, you could catch yourself and go, I'm going to focus in, and I'm going to remember to be here right now. Because taking this moment to remember the past robs you of the freedom that this moment offers you. And the truth teaches that if you take this present moment and you interpret it in terms of the past, you project that past into the future, then you relive it and you say, see, I was right. And that's what people do all the time. They take the power of now, which is where all our power is located. The only place you can change anything in your mind is now, right? Okay, but then I'm thinking about the way I was mistreated by Sally Lou back in 1976, right? So then I tell myself, you know, that there's no such thing as meeting really cool women, right? Because of what Sally Lou did. And then, so I don't trust no woman now. So I'm taking the power of the present to remember what I think Sally Lou did, then I project that into my future, and then I meet somebody else that I think mistreats me, and I don't realize that that's what I'm looking for, so that's what I see and that's what I find. And then everybody that would have been really peaceful and cool to hook up with, I would have never even noticed them.
I like the part that we are love.
Yeah.
Throughout our daily grind, I forget that a lot, especially when I'm at work.
Well, that's the purpose of work.
Yeah, to make you forget.
And if looked at correctly, what work does is it helps you remember. Because you can use everybody that upsets you as a reminder to practice the truth in that moment. They can become an automatic trigger for you to change your mind. Because the more you wake up, the more you realize the only person that's really making you mad is you. And then the only thing you're ever seeing is your own thoughts. And so if you know it's just your thoughts upsetting you, then all you have to do is use new thoughts. And then people say, well, what's that? Well, there's book after book after book of new thoughts. This isn't the only one. So there's no excuse for not having new ways to look at things. If you can read or listen, you could have a new perspective.
All right.
So then it becomes what? A matter of motivation. It's always a matter of motivation, right? So if I don't have any motivation because I don't think I deserve to be happy and I don't love myself enough to give myself a loving reality, then I am going to be acting according to the goal of learning how not to learn. Like I'm gonna be using all my learning skill to overlook what's gonna help me, focus on the stuff that upsets me. Like some people, when they're not ready to be happy yet, what they do is they do everything possible not to learn something new. They use their learning skill to not learn. So I would like to invite you to make a decision about what type of perception and what type of life and what type of peace do you think you'd like to have. Yeah.
Something that I feel real inclined to share. There's a Course in Miracles that you did April 3rd of 2011, and I've watched that video a bazillion times, and it was one of the most powerful things. But you were all about the gone and the not yet, and you were being really playful. You were in there in front of Jesus.
For Jesus and everything.
Talking
Being
about
playful.
The gone and the not yet. I don't know if you recall that. It was the gone, because that was the Tennessee thing. And that has, I watched it a million times, and that has given me so much peace, because I sit there and watch you frenzy between gone and not yet and realize there's this space in between.
Right.
And that was just what I kept thinking when you were talking.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Somebody heard me.
Yay! And remember.
Oh my God! Actually watched it over and over.
Oh, that's cool.
I was thinking this time last year I was headed to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about how that came about because of the videos. And so you never know. I remember going over this jazz singer that sung at a nightclub in Amsterdam, and I went over her house for dinner. And when I walked in, there was a picture of the flyer that they had of me, which was really trippy because I went into the biggest bookstore in Amsterdam, and there was a big picture of me right next to the cash register, which is a great program. And and so I walked in, and she said to me, you know, I wake up with you every morning. And which I thought was a really great opening. Right. Picture next to a cash register. I wake up next to you every morning. I can see the universe was trying to create something for me. You know? And same thing. And she was saying I was listening to it every day, and it's been very helpful to me. And I was thinking about it again. You never know how Spirit is going to use you. You know, in a million years, I would never, would imagine that was going on. But past means gone, and the future means not yet, the Course in Miracles teach it. So when you say you want something in the future, if you were to say, I want it in the not yet. See the difference? I want it in the future. I want that relationship in the future. I want it in the not yet. I want to experience who I really am in the future. I want to experience who I am in the not yet. So every time you say future, you say not yet. And then it says, then the Course says the past means gone. In the South, we call it gone. We have a hard time saying gone. Okay, I'm from the South. We say gone. That's a lot more powerful. You know, my money's gone. That's totally different from. That's totally different from my money's gone. You know, my love is gone.
It's gone.
It's gone. You know what I'm saying? So past means gone. So if you're thinking about a relationship in the past, you're thinking about a relationship in the gone.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about this in the gone. You know, all day long I'm thinking about the gone.
Yeah.
So if you do it that way, it does put you right in, square in the present. All of a sudden, you're not as attracted to focusing on the past or the future anymore. And what the Course in Miracles and the Course of Love does is it gives you new interpretations. All truth books just give you new interpretations of what you're experiencing. But if you use the new interpretations, they free you. Just like calling past gone. Just a little simple thing like that can make all the difference in the way you deal with that whole thing. All right, good. So, now I'm going to go to the next paragraph then. In 31:18 in the Course of Love, the points that was made is honesty is free of deception. Pain is self-deception. I want you to be with that for a second. Pain is self-deception. It means you are deceiving yourself about something. Pain means you're deceiving yourself about something. You just have a need to learn to share. What you share is what you gain. And when you share something real, you never feel like you've lost anything. When you share something real, you never share something real and feel like you lost something. Thought that's great.
That's good.
Atonement is undoing false ideas. So when you hear the term atone, you're talking about undoing. And then it says it's not about confessing, it's about sharing the truth and sharing the truth of who you are. So if you're honest, you're free of deception. If you want to know if you're full of deception, it's whatever area of your life you have the most pain in your perception. So you look around in your experience right now, wherever you think you are experiencing pain right now, that's where you're most deceiving yourself about what's causing your hurt. I'll say it again. Wherever you're experiencing pain right now is where you're most deceiving yourself about what's causing your pain. Wherever you feel the most pain right now, that is exactly where you're fooling yourself and deceiving yourself the most right now about what is causing your pain. Breathe. All right. And if I'm giving up something real, I never feel like I've lost. If I'm giving up something unreal, then I feel like I'm sacrificing. So you're never truly sacrificing for someone you love or something you do for someone you love. If it's love, it ain't no such thing as saying I sacrifice for you. Sacrifice means I did something I didn't want to do. So sacrifice is attack. It's not love. Sacrifice builds resentment, not love.
Same as compromise, right?
Ultimately,
Like
like the Course in Miracles says, if you really want to be happy, you don't compromise. And some people take that to mean you don't compromise, like who watches what television show tonight and who washes the dishes, and it's never talking about that level. Okay, it's not talking about that level. Okay, it's talking about you never compromise about your principles and the truth that you say you believe and what's true for you. You don't compromise. I'm not compromising about wanting peace. I'm not compromising about I deserve love. I'm not going to compromise about I don't deserve to be attacked. There's certain things I'm not going to compromise. I'm not going to compromise about being in a relationship where there's no communication with me. And we can, some things I'm just not going to compromise about. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So because compromise just means you're accepting a little bit of what you want and letting go of the rest, and so you're never really happy when you compromise at that level. And the reason why it's not a big deal about who washes the dishes, because the once you wake up to who you really are, it doesn't matter. That's why that's not an issue. It wouldn't matter who washed the dishes. It wouldn't matter who took out the garbage. You wouldn't care either way it go. Okay, you want me to do it one day and you do it the next day, or I do it every day. You know, it won't matter. When you wake up, stuff that you find used to matter don't matter more and more and more every day. It just don't matter to you. Certainly, it's not going to matter enough for you to give your peace up about. Because your peace becomes the most important thing to you above everything. And anything you put before your peace is an idol. And so I got a lot of idols. You're talking about American Idol, that's me, you know what I'm saying? You know, because there are things I put before my peace. Sometimes I put parking spaces before my peace. Or somebody cut me off in traffic before my peace. Or some dinner I ordered being a few minutes late before my peace. Or a pound that I've gained before my peace. We have so many idols, it's ridiculous how fast we'll give our peace away about stuff.
Yeah.
So I realized, based on that definition, I do practice idolatry.
That is kind of parallel to, do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? It seems to me too.
Yeah, everything is. Because being happy probably means you're going to have to be wrong about practically everything you do.
That's true.
And when you get your ego out of it, you don't mind. You know what I'm saying? Once your ego is out of it, you don't care about whether or not you were right or wrong. You just want the situation solved. You want it to be resolved. I got this real bad pain. I thought it was something I was eating, and the doctor told me that it was because of a little minor tumor that I need to have removed. Now, I'm glad to be wrong, so that I can go ahead and get the situation solved. So I would invite you to take that same attitude right now in your life. Because it's certain that if you still got the problem, the course teaches, it absolutely means you don't know what the problem is. That if you think you have a problem, wherever you think you have, he says, there's no way you could recognize the problem and the problem not be solved. So every area you think you have a problem that hasn't been solved is the area where you don't know what the real problem is. You think you know. Hello? Say that one more time. I need to hear it, because this class is for you. You, man. This is for you. Me and you. Me and you. Me and you. When I look back at this, it's a trip. See me do that to myself. You know, because this what the classes are for me, and I'm glad you all are willing to come here and witness my healing. I think that's awesome, and then sometimes even contribute in the love offering. I think that's amazing. Okay. Because remember, it's no accident you're here. If you're here, it's because whatever's coming through me and everybody here tonight, for some reason you needed to hear it. Because out of all the places in the universe you could be, not just here, you were here tonight. Do we really think that's an accident? That out of all the places possible for all of us to be right now, and that we made all the decisions that we made up until from the day we were born, to end up in this room together. And if one of us had made any decision different, we wouldn't be sitting up here maybe. And you think that's funny to think that we would think that's an accident. It's not. The truth would say you're in a room full of people that you need to learn how to forgive. Because whether we know it or not, we got a history. Fortunately, we don't remember it. That's why we can sit here peacefully without blowing each other away. Like if there is a such thing as past lives, you could be sitting next to the person that roasted you. Roasted you, but you don't even know it. See? That's how love in the universe is. You don't even know it, and so you sitting up there next to him, learning how to forgive him. Because if you knew it, you probably would have a hard time. And you want to know the person that you need to forgive the most? That's the person who's most special.
Yes.
Like the special one, like the ones you really need to forgive, those are the ones that become your special love relationships. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't it a fail-safe system? I love it. I love it. I'm attracted to you. Oh, I have a grievance that needs to be healed. Oh, I want to heal it with you. Over wine. what a great system, you know. And we need to forgive each other. You know, let's take each other out to dinner. You know, I think when you change your mind and you start seeing this correctly, you see this whole healing system must have been created by the most loving presence that you could possibly imagine. You know, I'm very grateful for that something loved me more than I did.
Yeah, right.
I'm so glad. Because I'd be doomed otherwise. Atonement is the undoing of false ideas. I love that too. And it is not about confessing. It's about sharing. So I'm sharing the truth so that I will remember it. Because every time I say it, I remember it. I've been in every class that I've taught. Well, a couple I missed, I won't tell you why. But I was there, but I wasn't there. but really, so think how many times I've heard this in the last 30 years of my life. How many times I've heard this, and the level of improvement that is made on my life is far beyond anything I could possibly explain to y'all or express to y'all, because it's all relative. You know, so because if it's just about remembering it, and if you remember it, then you create it because it's already there. Then remembering the truth perpetually gives you more peace of mind that's reflected back to you in your world. So share it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Talk about what you want to remember. Don't talk about what somebody else wants to remember. And when you answer people, answer them in terms of what you want to remember and not what they want to hear. Because if you tell people what they want to hear, you're not giving anything to them. You're not helping them. You're not helping them unless you show up authentically as who you are. And most people try to tell people what they want to hear, especially if they want to get something from them. You know, hello, have you ever done it? Say, everybody say,
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. We all have it sometime or another. Okay, then in 3119, the points that were made was, how can you be honest if you don't know the truth about who you really are? And I put this in bold letters. Everything that has ever happened and everything that is happening in your life right now is happening as a learning device to help you remember who you really are. What does that mean? Everything that is happening right now in your life is helping you to remember your unlimited being. So everything that you are going through right now is happening to help you remember you are loved, help you remember you are truth. Everything is driving us within. Everything that's happening in the outer will eventually drive everyone within. And the sooner you go within and start looking within yourself for the answers and the truth, the sooner you stop having external situations that are so challenging in your perception that you are forced to go within. You could just voluntarily go, you know what, I'm going to start changing my way of looking at things, like Michael said.
Yeah.
You know, or you could just keep on waiting to have one thing after another thing kick your butt, make you unhappy, kick your butt, make you unhappy until you reach your limit, and everybody has one, and then you go, there must be a better way, which is the turning point. I'm personally trying to go ahead and just voluntarily change my mind now. So when I read these books, I'm reading from the perspective of, what is it you're telling me to do and how soon can I do it? The average person is reading these books from the perspective of, I don't know if I buy that or not. Let me see if I can figure that out. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if peace worth reading. You know what I'm saying? So there's a whole group of people that only analyze things and never do anything. And then so they still keep getting the pressure from the outer to change. So they call drama kings and queens. That's their code name. Drama kings and queens. You talk to them 5 minutes, you wonder how they're surviving. They got so much drama going on. You're like, my God, is that the way you cope with your boredom? You better believe it. Listen to what I'm saying. Is that the way you cope with your boredom? Some people wouldn't even know they were alive if it wasn't for the conflict that they're going through. That's the only thing that makes their life the least bit interesting. They got something they're dealing with every minute. That's how they know they're alive, because they're in conflict all the time. And they don't know it's their reality saying, look inside yourself so you can see it differently and have a different experience of your experience. Look inside yourself. Stop projecting. Stop blaming. Stop seeing everybody else that's responsible. Understand that you're the one that's creating the way that you're perceiving and interpreting this moment. You're giving everything all the meaning it has for you. You're a child of God. You are totally unlimited. You create. You are a creator. This is happening to you because you choose for it to happen to you, and what doesn't happen to you is not happening to you because you didn't choose for it to happen to you, and that's what you're going to learn ultimately. So why don't you just make the decision and start learning it now, so that you won't have to keep having these relationships and situations that get you to the point that you do it. Hello. I love these little light classes I do.
Oh, I feel good.
Shut the hell up and tell me how to manifest a car.
That's right.
That's what I want to know. How do you have 10 orgasms a night? How do you choose that, buddy? How do you create that reality?
I want that now, not yet time.
Well, check with me after class, I tell you. That's an advanced class.
That's right.
That's right.
That's $100 donation class.
Another $100.
We all know spiritual people do not have orgasms. I don't know what I'm talking about. People who are spiritual don't even act like they have a sexual nature.
That's right.
They don't even act like they have any interest in anything like that. They look at you kind of strange when you even mention. They look like. Notice it like a whole lot of people jumping up and down. It's like, okay. Oh yeah, I had one of those in the gone. I know. Remember that?
I remember.
Oh, man.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Some people that think if there was a hell, I got a reserved seat. It's already there. My name on it. Fortunately, I don't believe there is. I think we're doing a pretty good job right where we are. There's no need to add to any of it. All right? You can get the deeper concepts if you laugh. If you feel guilt or shame about anything that has happened, it merely means that there are remnants of unlearned lessons in your mind. So wherever you're still feeling any guilt and shame, that's where you have the remnants of unlearned lessons in your mind. While you had, that's very important, it talked in paragraph 31:19, he talked about while you had the guilt or shame or grievances from yourself, no learning occurs. So when you had your guilt, had your shame, or had your grievances, no learning can happen, because the learning happens when you look at it honestly through the eyes of truth. So your spiritual growth isn't really based on pretending you don't feel what you feel. Your spiritual growth comes from telling the truth to yourself about how you feel and asking for another way to look at it. Many truth students think it's about never saying anything that sounds the least bit quote unquote negative. So they go out of their way to never say anything that sounds the least bit negative. So actually they don't know it, but no learning is occurring. So what happens to the person who always talks positive that's not really dealing with their own subconscious shame, grievances, anger, and hurt? Well, those are the nice people that saves fall on. Y'all heard about those people? Little Miss Fannie Mae next door, she was really nice, but she got mauled by 3 pit bulls. She's never hurt anybody.
Oh, dear.
The course calls them the angry dogs of fear.
Oh, dear.
I mean, you see, she still was angry. She still believed in attack. She still believed in all those things, even if it was just somebody attacking her.
Yeah.
So she still had attack thoughts, but she was nice. So she still was meeting her own consciousness at some level. It would be much better to know I had the angry dogs of fear, then ask for another way to look at them and ask for that block to be removed so I can get in touch with my lovable self and let my lovable self control my perception of reality. than for me to pretend I don't have it. So I meet somebody that shows it to me. I get a chance to be the innocent victim, but I don't realize that I'm the one that attracted the perpetrator. That's hardcore stuff. Oh, of course it is. But we love to think we're the creator of our experience as long as something happens that we like. But nobody wants to see themselves as the creator of their experience. Not nobody, but many people don't want to see themselves as the creator of their experience if it's something happening that they don't like. That's, everybody own the cool stuff.
Yeah.
It takes a very strong spiritual person to own all the crap that I'm calling crap in my life is coming from the crappy thoughts in my own mind. The average person is not going to say that. They're going to say the other person that I know and these people around me are creating it, and then I'm so nice. I don't even know how I got on this job with all these co-workers that is horrible. And I'm the nice one. I'm the nicest man in the world. I just always attract the worst women. But I'm so nice, I don't understand. I haven't looked for enough of them yet. I just haven't,
Yeah. Gotta get more.
Who's the common denominator? Who is the common denominator? Who is the common denominator? Who is the one person that's been in all of your relationships
Me.
all your life? I'll give you a hint. They have your social security number. It might be you. So your relationships might have something to do with you. And when you want, and when you take them long spaces between relationships, like some people think they're ready for another relationship because they've had this long space between the last one and the next one, right? Have you done it yourself? And then you go, well, what have you been studying or learning in that interval? Have you been reading anything? Have you been studying anything? Have you been going to workshops? Have you been reading The Course of Love? Have you been learning how to do relationships differently? Have you been learning communication skills? No, it's just been a long time. So now I think I'm ready again. Well, the only thing that long interval did was it just gave you a longer time to forget how you created that crap you went through last time. So you've totally now created a story in your mind that has nothing to do with the truth of what really happened. So you think you're ready for the next relationship, but you really just forgotten what happened and the part you played in it. Because of that long. If you jump right into another one, maybe your errors might be fresh on your mind. No, but the long distance, all that time in between it, that you haven't been working on your mind, you haven't changed your pattern at all.
That's right.
At all. None. Zero. Zilch. But you cute and you juicy and you innocent. And since you're cute and juicy and innocent, if you don't talk too much, you still will get some dates. I promise you. That's not hard. How many people have you been really hot for until they started talking? If they had to just shut up, they would have got lucky that night. They just shut up there and just went.
Oh, that's just beautiful.
He's a good listener.
I swear you ought to be on the theater on the stage. You are on the stage.
Well,
you are, right here. Yeah.
And this set has an unlimited budget. This Earth set, I mean, Spielberg don't have the kind of money to put together the play we put together. We got,
Yeah.
This is big. This is a big set that we're on called Earth.
Yes, sir.
It's a huge set. But we forget it's a cosmic drama. We forget it's a play. We forget it's a dream. We forget that we set the whole thing up to learn. And then we hang out with people who don't remember that and don't remind us of it, and so we get lost in the dream and begin to think we're victims again. It's kind of it's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth. While you hide the guilt or shame or grievances from yourself, no learning occurs. You must get out of denial. So jot this down in your mind. Say, denial is not a river in Egypt. Any thoughts about that paragraph? Anybody have any thoughts about that paragraph? Any questions or any thoughts you want to share? Everything that ever happened and is happening to you in your life right now is a learning device to help you remember who you really are. Everything that's happening right now in your life is helping you to remember your unlimited being. What about that idea of being honest about what you feel and not hiding it?
Well, it's getting true with yourself, you know, and I love it because the essence of that is undisclosed information or things that I hold close. I'm not allowing love to heal. Okay, it's like I'm exercising my free will. I'm holding it tight and close, but the minute I release it, it's healed. Okay, but you know, and I love, you know, we've all played that facade. I know I have, you know, played my fair share of nice Jeff. You know,
you are
but
nice,
I'm
Jeff.
still, but while I'm still, you know, harboring feelings of anger and stuff like that, and it, you know, and it's so freeing. I mean, that was one of the most, as you know, I mean, we were talking during that time, one of the most freeing pieces of my, you know, periods of growth that I went through was letting go of that facade of being nice and just getting real with my feelings and acknowledging that I'm having them, and then going through the process of allowing those to be healed, and it's so cool. I can remember how freeing it was to get to that point where it was okay to be wrong, and how beautiful wrong was and is. It's like, thank God I was wrong.
Thank God I was wrong. And think about how many times you were wrong and didn't even know it.
Yeah.
And still think you're right today
Right.
about something you're wrong about. It's not like every time you was wrong you realized it.
Right.
And we think like that, oh, I know when I was wrong. No, you got some stuff that you're wrong about right now that you think you're absolutely right about. And the really easy way to know it is, where's the pain located?
Yep.
That's all you gotta go.
Yeah.
Where's the pain located? That's where I'm wrong, but I don't know it. That's deep.
Yes.
Because you're fooling yourself about what's causing the pain. The pain is coming from the way you're interpreting the situation. The pain isn't coming from the situation.
Right.
And so that's why the pain is self-deception. Follow it?
Yeah.
It's not self-deception because the person didn't steal your wallet and you think they did. Maybe they did take your wallet. What's the self-deception is that you are seeing it in such a way you are making yourself feel pain. So the pain is really coming from you fooling yourself about what's causing the pain. The pain is coming from the way you are seeing the wallet being taken. The pain isn't coming from the wallet being taken.
Right.
The wallet being taken is neutral. You could see it and be okay about it and go, I hated that wallet anyway, I'm glad somebody finally got it. And I know they're disappointed when they saw what was in it. So you can like have a little laugh about that. I could have seen his face when he saw what I had in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't have to feel bad about it. So that's what I mean when I say pain is self-deception. It's you fooling yourself into thinking that the pain is coming from something other than your own perception. Hello? I say it again. You're fooling yourself if you're in pain right now and you think the pain is being caused by the thing outside that you think is going on. The pain is coming from the meaning you are giving to it.
Yeah.
Because somebody else could be having that exact same experience and not be feeling pain about it. So you are the one that's causing your pain in every situation that you go through. No exception. The truth has a no exception rule. If it's the truth, it's always true. If it's not the truth, it's not always true. So that's how you can tell the difference between the two. Isn't that hard? So if there's one exception, it's not true. If love, any love that excludes anybody is not true. Like sometimes I hear people say, I tell them I love them and appreciate them, and they'll say to me, well, you say that to everybody. And I say, that's why you can believe it.
Yeah. Ooh, wow.
It's what I only said to you, that you should be suspect. Because nothing real is a shared. And that blows so much at where we are coming from, don't it? Because we want, not only do I want to be the only one, I want to be the most only one. Right? And if it's not just all for me, then I don't think it's, and you know something? There's a part of me that's been educated and absolutely believes that and desires it. And I'll admit it. It's a part of me that wants to be the most special one of all. See, I want to learn, so I'm not going to hide my desire for specialness. I'm not going to pretend it's not a part of me that wants to be really, really, really special. And see, when I look at it, then I can go, that's where all my pain's been located. That's where I've ever hurt myself. That's where I've been disappointed. That's where I've let myself down many, many times. Is that little desire. Thank you for letting me know I have it. And if it is somebody that you want to be really, really special to, and you're really, really special to you, then use that relationship to remember the truth together. Then you can enjoy your specialness while you lose it. And replace it with something better, which is a love you can count on. That's not a bargain, that's real and sane, that's actually a step up. And no matter who you are right now, there's somebody in the world who's praying for somebody like you, and they see you as a step up. Wherever you are, there's somebody that will see you as a step up from what they've had in the past. Even if you think you're like, what? I'm a step up? Yeah. There's somebody, you are a step up. They'll go, boy, this is the coolest woman I've ever met so far. She only has like a little neurosis. The one I knew before had like 80% neurosis. She's got 40% neurosis. I'm really blessed. Thank you, Jesus. You step up for somebody. Yeah. Be proud of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you know, welcome to good news, y'all. Welcome to good news. Yeah, bro.
I was going to say, it's a real blessing, I feel this way, a real blessing that when you have friends that will, when you're surrounded by friends, people, family, whatever, that will listen to you when you speak of your problems. But when you speak about them honestly, when I speak about them as, not as an ego thing for, oh, please feel sorry for me, you know, not that kind of you know, that kind of talk, but would speak truthfully and honestly about, you know, where I'm at, about my fears, about what I feel I'm causing or whatever. Is that making sense? And that attracts people. You were talking about, you know, how things attract people, and how you get this and this and this and this, and people will be attracted to that, and you know. Or just shutting up, which is really what I should do a lot of the time. Just, you know, and listen, and probably right now.
It's fine that you share, bro.
But and staying in that view of what all the things that you were just saying, collects people, souls, beautiful beings that are there and willing.
And you don't even realize that they're out there until you become it.
That's right.
You know, it's the funniest things, like as you become it, then you meet the people that are like that, and you think they don't exist because you're not like that, and so you don't draw them. And so there are people who don't believe that there are people like us that exist. They literally don't even believe that there would be people like us sitting here talking about the things we're talking about and the goal that we have. There was a time maybe even you wouldn't have believed it. That you'd be sitting in a room full of people talking about taking responsibility and love and not attacking, being spiritual beings, that's having spiritual lessons. You know, things that we take for granted right now. If there was a time you would have, that you had walked in this door, you probably would have been scared and walked right back out. You know, if you walked in here and I was dressed like the average Catholic priest, you would have turned around and walked right back out.
Yeah.
Because that type of dressing is acceptable in terms of how we've been programmed. Like people see the Pope, they don't go, that's a cult. But if I had been wearing an outfit like that and y'all walked in, y'all would have turned around and went right out the door. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, again, the meaning we give to it.
Yeah.
It's just the meaning we give to it. Last sentence, before I'm gonna wind it down for tonight. In paragraph 3120, he says, "You are love. Love leaves you nothing to be ashamed of. And love leaves you nothing you still want to keep hidden. And so you are just left with the truth of who you are. You are love. If you really know it, it's certainly nothing to be ashamed of and nothing that you want to hide. So you're just left with the truth of who you really are. So today I'm telling you the truth of who you really are. You are love. You don't have to believe it for it to be true. But it's through your belief that you perceive it.
Yeah. Wow.
It's true whether you believe me or not. So that's not even what I'm concerned about. I'm Earl whether you believe I'm Earl or not. But whether you recognize me as Earl depends on your belief. Whether you're willing to accept that it's true, so therefore perceive it. So I'm telling you, you're love. And love leaves you nothing to be ashamed of, nothing you want to keep hidden. So you're just left with the truth of who you are. And if you want to get to that identity quickly, you become discerning. And as much as you can, you surround yourself with people who are also trying to achieve the same thing. Then you remind each other of the truth when you forget it. And then sooner or later, you remember who you really are. And then you see the love that's always been there. But you didn't see it because you didn't believe it about yourself. Which is cool. Because you're just asking to recognize what's already there. So how could you not achieve it?
Yeah.
So could you acknowledge yourself for even showing up and listening to me tonight? Whoa! Whoa! Give it up to you. Give it up to you. All right, I'm going to take the love offering. Thank you. I'm a full-time teacher of this stuff, y'all, so I really appreciate it when you share with me. I really do. And God is good. I'm sustained by the love of God. You're sustained by the love of God. And I'm available for one-on-one sessions, clarity sessions to work with you on changing your mind. These orange sheets up here are for that purpose, to find out more about it so we can do a one-on-one thing. Those of you watching on the internet, that is absolutely true. Go to my website, www.earlpurdy.com, and I have hundreds of videos of my classes, and it also explains the personal clarity session. All right. So Sunday at 1 o'clock is the Course in Miracles class. So we got a couple of minutes. I want to focus on 3 words, which is I am love. You are love. So I want you to let yourself hear this, even if you have to just close your eyes for a minute or two, and that's okay. All right. I want you to hear this. You don't have to believe it. It doesn't matter what your story is. It doesn't matter what your story is. Nobody cares about your story. Okay? But why? Because it's gone. Right? And the truth is, you are loved. You may have forgotten about it. That you are awesome. Okay? You wouldn't let yourself just hear it?
Yeah.
Are you willing to let yourself just hear it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good. Here we go. Just gonna say, you are love. You are love. You are love. If you want to do it, you might do it this way. I am love. 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 Make some memories in your body. Make some memories in your body. I go, I am love. 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 I am juicy love. I am juicy love. I am juicy love. I am because I'm bad. I'm bad. I'm really, really bad. I'm bad. I'm bad. Really, really bad. I'm telling you, I'm bad. I'm bad. Really, I'm making memories. I'm making memories. I am love. 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 because I'm free, I'm free, I'm really, really free. I say I'm free, I'm free, I'm really, really free. I say I'm free, I'm free, I'm really, really free. I say I'm free, I'm free, I'm really, really free. I say I am fun. I am fun. I am fun. You gotta feel silly. You don't feel silly, you're not getting it. I am fun. 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 I am. You go to the beginning and go. I am love. 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 I'm love. I'm really, really love. I say I'm love. I'm love. I'm really, really love. I say I'm love. I'm love. I'm really, really love. I say I'm love. I'm love. I'm really, really love. I say I'm love. I'm love. I'm really, really love. I say I'm love. I'm love. I'm really, really love. I say I'm love. I'm love.